up, Squash Force? Welcome back to a new episode. So today we're going to be talking about those tricky, sneaky backhand corners. The back corners of the court are a very dangerous section. This is where the ball actually lands the most, especially if you get to a mid-higher range, because players try to pin you in the back to open up space elsewhere in the court. So being good and efficient in the back corners is really important. If you're a lower level player, you might struggle getting some balls out of the back corners, and the higher your level gets, the better and more efficiently you want to be moving in the back corners. So what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is making your movement to the back corners as efficient as possible and technically as good as possible, so that you're doing it the right way and you're putting yourself in the best position to actually hit good shots from the back corners. And then secondly, we're going to be looking at a few swing aspects that are also very helpful from the back in order to create some space for yourself and get out of those corners. If you feel like you're always crammed in there, then stay tuned, because later I will be telling you about a nice technique to actually create some space for you in that tight back corner. So yeah guys, I'm excited for this one. Let's get right into it. All right, let's start with the absolute basics, the thing you have to get down. And that, firstly, in these back corners, especially in the back corners, is spacing. We want to make sure that we have an appropriate amount of space between ourselves and the ball where we're making contact with the ball. This, giving yourself space from the ball, as dumb as it sounds, it gives you space. And that is the same in the back corner. If I'm too close to the ball here, it's going to be hard to hit. I don't have space. If I'm able to space myself further, I create a lot more space, and your shot quality will also be better because you're getting more body weight behind the shot. Now, a nice tip I have for you here to kind of stick to that is sticking with this line here. So this service box line is a great indicator of where you can place yourself, because I mean, most people from here, this is not far away, the sidewall, so you can get anything here. So if you stick to that line and you can keep your first foot within these parameters, and then, I mean, if you go in with your second foot or so, it's not the end of the world, but you can go with this line to keep the spacing. That would be the first step to creating space in the back corner and getting those balls out. Okay, simple enough, keeping space. Now we're going to be moving to how we want to be moving from the tee to the ball. All right? So the most common mistake is people stepping right to the ball, into the line of the ball. So what I want you guys thinking about and doing is going parallel with the ball, right? The way my coach taught me, shout out Squash Originals, is it's kind of a train line. So two train lines, right? Two train tracks. If the ball is in one train track, we want to be moving along the other train track. If the ball is going straight and we're coming in diagonally, this is exactly what we don't want. We want to be moving with the ball, right? So our body alongside the ball, and this way we can shift momentum. If we're doing the diagonal one, where I'm not going parallel with the ball, but I'm chasing the ball into the corner, and we're like this, you might see that my entire body is faced this way. So I'm going to play the ball, not really have any idea where it's going, and from here, it's a huge mission for me to come back to the tee. If I'm doing the parallel, from here, being parallel, I can shift my momentum into the ball and shuffle right back to the tee. If I'm going directly to the ball, I have no idea what's happening, I'm opening up, and it's hard to get back to the tee. So following the ball parallelly with your body is going to make a big impact. Now that we know how to move into the back corner, we're going to be talking about the swing in the back corner. So the most common issue is that people are cramped and there's no space, right? I have a simple tip for you guys to create more space. And the key here will be rotation. Let me give you guys an example. So I'm doing my parallel work, right? And then say I'm like close here, which is not even too close right now. Boom. There's a glass there. There's no room to play the shot. So obviously if I'm going straight, there's no room. If I'm rotating, all of a sudden, some space has opened up for me, guys, okay? If I'm going straight, I have no power, no swing, no nothing. If I'm rotating my shoulder, there we go. Create some space. Use the follow through to get back to the tee, guys, okay? So big one here, rotating your upper shoulder. So a good way to look at this is, firstly, feet parallel. You don't want your feet going back, because then we have the same issue we had earlier. You want to turn your upper body. So now my back is facing the front wall. And from this rotation, we have the space and stability to get back to the tee. I'm quickly going to show you guys what this looks like on the backhand side. Everything we just spoke about on the forehand, the movement, the spacing, the rotation, it all applies on the backhand side, but there's some minor tweaks. On the backhand side, the rotation is different because now our playing shoulder is at the front. So it's the same, we shuffle to the back, and now we kind of want to follow the ball with our racket to get a good idea of where the ball is going to land and where I need to space myself. Again, using the court and the parallel lines. And then from here, we want to get around and get that rotation in, and then getting under the ball. Why do we want to get under the ball? So we can get the ball up and back, right? Something a lot of players do here is they just kind of come down on the ball, right? There's no space, they just come down on it. But with the rotation we have, we want to come around, and we kind of want to loop here because we want to get under the ball, either in order to hit it parallel, in which it's going to die in the back, or we're hitting up on the ball, so we're getting it deep. What we don't want is to hit down on it, to land the ball somewhere in the gray area in the middle, and give our opponent an easy shot. So we almost always, when we're in trouble and back, we want to get under the ball and get it out. Now the last tip here is our center of gravity. I actually discussed this in my last video. If you haven't done so yet, please check that video out. It's about stabilization and staying strong on the court, which is also very important. But here for our last tip, again, is keeping our center of gravity in the middle. You guys should be playing with this. If you're going in, hitting the ball, just playing with it, see how you feel, see where you're, like right now, it's in the middle, I feel that. But sometimes if you just run through, you'll notice, oh, my weight is here in front, or my weight is here in the back. And then you can work on shifting it, having it in the middle, so you can get a nice weight transfer into that ball, have momentum back to the tee, and you can start getting a flowy type of game. This effortless type of squash that just makes everything flow, makes everything feel easy. Once you can unlock this, this is where squash, I mean, it becomes really fun, guys. Let me tell you about it. Once I got that rhythm, that flow in my game, I started having so much more fun on court. So yeah, that's what we're working towards. It's always something to work on. That's it for today, guys. My top three takeaways today are moving parallelly with the ball, rotating the body, center of gravity in the middle. Make sure you take those. It's hard if you work on squash. If you try to improve and you're working on too many things, it makes it quite hard. But try to keep it simple, focus on these things. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so yet, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more content to come. Yeah, Squash First out.